Thank you, Reverend Armstrong, for that moving prayer. I think we've all seen and all been outraged at the incidents at Penn State University and now at Syracuse. Most of that outrage has been directed at the issue of reporting. Who knew what? Who knew what when? Who should have called somebody? Who should have done something that maybe could have done something? And why do so many care about a basketball program or a football program rather than protecting kids? But the reality is that Penn State and Syracuse are really just the tip of the iceberg. As you know, child sexual abuse is happening in every community, every culture, every income level throughout New Jersey. It happens more than 10 times every single day of the year. Nationally, we're facing an epidemic. 1 in 4 adult women, 1 in 6 men report that they've suffered an instance of child sexual abuse before they were age 18. We are failing horribly, and our most fundamental responsibility as a society to protect our kids from harm. And that harm is devastating. Studies show that victims of child sexual abuse are far more likely to experience serious depression, anxiety, substance use problems, marital problems in employment, and even suicide. Research also shows that victims of child sexual abuse, it ends up costing New Jersey taxpayers up to $100 million every year for the additional costs of law enforcement, child welfare, health care, and lost productivity. We're here today. So much of that's too little, too late after the fact. We're here today to shift that conversation, to ask the question, what could be done to prevent a single child from ever being abused in the first place? And we're proud to announce that New Jersey is now leading the way in the effort to prevent child sexual abuse before it ever happens. Had the program we're here today to talk about been in place at Penn State, we could have prevented that entire chain of events from ever happening. The partnership has 2 major goals. The first is that we're going to work together with a team of experts from across the state to develop a new strategic plan for the state to identify policies and practices that can be put into place throughout the state to protect kids, to keep them safe. What's the policy that should have been or should be now at Penn State University to protect kids and keep kids safe? And therefore, what's the policy that should be in place at Rutgers, at Seton Hall, at the College of New Jersey, at every university in the state of New Jersey, at every school in the state of New Jersey? Every Boys and Girls Club, every faith-based institution should have a policy to keep kids safe. Secondly, we're going to mobilize effort throughout New Jersey's communities to educate adults about the true facts behind child sexual abuse and simple steps that every adult can take to protect them. We want to create a prevention army of adults who understand what it takes and can stop an incident of child sexual abuse from ever happening in the first place. What do you tell parents that will work? We're going to be replicating a model originally developed in Massachusetts called the Enough Abuse Campaign. And we're here today to announce 3 communities that we've chosen to begin that work. And it's led by incredible organizations. You're going to be hearing from them. PEI Kids here in Mercer County, Project Self-Sufficiency in Warren and Sussex County, and Winona's House in Newark. And many of you know these organizations. They're terrific organizations. You'll hear more from them. And what do we mean about the true facts? A few quick things, a couple of points. Let's begin with most parents still believe that the major threat to their kids involves a stranger. But in reality is in 90% of all cases, the victim knows and trusts the perpetrator, and as well as the family knows and trusts the perpetrator. 90% of all cases. And even when parents, research from Esther Deblinger, who's here to show that even when parents know the facts that it's 90% of cases are known and trusted, they still only talk to their kids about the stranger. They're shy or afraid to talk to their kids about other situations. And we can change that. Second, adults need to understand that the perpetrators are not, very few of the perpetrators are the type of serial pedophile that the Penn State case may represent. More than 1/3 of all cases involve adolescents and a younger adolescent. And stereotyping that all perpetrators look alike can lead to the wrong decisions at all levels. And we can change that. Third, parents need to understand the tactics that perpetrators use to get access to their kids and be vigilant when those things start happening. In every case, if you look at the cases at Penn State, there were incredible warning signs going on that you say, why did somebody see something? Why didn't somebody stop something? And you wonder how that could have ever happened. And we can change that. So the bottom line here in New Jersey is that parents and adults need to get educated about the facts, the risk that their kids face, and steps that can be taken to better protect kids from harm. You can go to our website at www.preventchildabusenj.org for more information on the Enough Abuse campaign. The bottom line, we can do a much better job of protecting our children from sexual abuse. Let's make sure we report it. Let's make sure we enforce it. But wouldn't it be a better thing if we prevented it in the first place? So thank you. At this point, I want to introduce, I've said that this is a partnership, and I'd like to introduce members of the partnership who are here. So if you'll just join me up here. Lisa Von Peer from the New Jersey, if you raise your hand or come up and just, this is truly a collaboration. Cheryl Mata from NJCAP, the Child Assault Prevention Program here in New Jersey. Dr. Martin Finkel and Esther Deblinger and Kristen Briggs with the CARES Institute. Sylvie Snyder, I don't know if you're here, from the Dorothy Hirsch Center. Dr. Sue Hodson and Donna Pinkavage from Beth Israel and the Metro Regional Diagnostic Center. Sue. Mark Valley's here, Executive Director from New Jersey After 3. Mary Coogan from ACNJ. Mary. Sue Rogers from the Department of Community Affairs, who's been incredibly supportive of our work. Carrie Lagoso from Winona's House, who you'll be hearing from. Andrea Spencer-Lindsay from the New Jersey Coalition Against Sexual Assault. If there's any other members of our statewide group, please just raise your hand. Again, this is a collaboration. We're the convener, but this really is a partnership, and these are the folks that are going to make it happen. And I'm also proud to introduce, we've had a number of supporters from state legislators who said that they would join us today that support our work. We're thrilled that they're able to join us today. Senator Kip Bateman from Somerville, he's introduced new legislation to strengthen reporting. We're working with him already. We're thrilled you can be here. Thank you for coming today. Senator Stephen Orojo from Warren and Sussex County. I know the schedules are such that people may not be here, but I know he's with us in his heart, and I know he's going to be working with us. Assemblyman Luke Greenwald was going to be here. So again, we want to recognize these folks, again, because of the schedules. They may not be here with us right now, but they said they join in our effort focused on prevention. Assemblywoman Valerie Veneri Huddle, she's chair of the Human Services Committee. Gordon Johnson, chair of the Law and Public Service Safety Committee. Wayne D'Angelo from here in Hamilton in Central Jersey, District 14. Grace Spencer from Newark, District 29. Allison Littell McCose from Warren and Sussex County. Reed Gussiorio is going to be here from Central Jersey. And Daniel Benson also from District 14. So again, we want to express our thanks to each of the state legislators. They're going to be joining in this effort. Right now we're not asking for legislation, but it's important to build a coalition of support focused on prevention. That's why we're here. So we're thrilled that you're here. Senator Bateman, thank you for coming outside today.